Welcome to Shelf Byte here on the Shelf Addiction Podcast. Shelf Byte features spoiler-free book and audiobook reviews in 5 minutes or less. I'm your host, Tamara Ford. If you'd like to chat with me about the book reviewed in this episode, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Shelf Addiction. You can always chat books with me and other readers in the Shelf Addiction official Facebook group. Let's get started. Today's title is Consumed by J.R. Ward. It is the first in the new Firefighters series. This audiobook was narrated by Jim Verjoni, Hilary Huber, Jason Carpenter, and Peter Simonelli. Published by Gallery Books and Simon & Schuster Audio, respectively. This book came out October 2nd, 2018, and the length of the hardcover is 409 pages, and the audio came in at 11 hours and 27 minutes. The genre is romantic suspense. You may not already know, but I adore a lot of J.R. Ward's writing. I am definitely addicted to her Black Dagger Brotherhood series, so I am very excited to talk to you about this new series. Consumed mostly focuses on Anne Ashburn. She is consumed by her past, things that have happened to her on the job, and of course she's chasing a deadly killer. She is a firefighter turned arson investigator through an incident that happens on the job. This happens really early in the story, so you'll know immediately pretty much what happens to her, and it is very traumatizing and shocking. So Anne is very strong-willed and she's flawless, but she has this whole life ahead of her until this tragic accident, and she pretty much has to change everything about what she thought she wanted for herself. We also meet Danny McGuire. He is also a fireman. They work together, and they definitely have a relationship at the beginning of this book and throughout the book. He is a very serious kind of alpha male, and he is dealing with his own kind of trauma from the same accident that Anne went through. While this story mostly revolves around Anne and Danny, we do meet other characters like Anne's brother and other firefighters that work in the same station as Danny. I really enjoyed the plot. I thought it was well paced. I enjoyed the mystery of it. It really did feel like sort of like a crime drama with a side of romance. I felt that the world building was solid. Ward delivered a mystery and romance, so I got exactly what I was expecting. I've never read a book about an arson investigator, so this was a fun and different topic for me to read about. I did feel that Ward definitely did her research about arson investigation because I totally understood everything that Anne was doing, and I understood the logic of what was going on. Now, when it comes to the characters, J.R. Ward has mastered the art of the alpha male. She has. But with Anne Ashburn, she has proven she can also write a killer alpha female. Blend those two together and you have magic. You have an alpha male and an alpha female that work great together and have amazing chemistry. Anne is fearless, strong-willed, smart, witty, all of the things that you love about a take-charge woman. Yet she is also flawed and can be vulnerable. Her character is well-rounded and I can get behind that. Danny is also really likable. Even though he's an alpha, I liked him, and that's rare for me to like the male character right off, but I did for him. The villain was interesting, and I liked that it unfolded just like a crime procedural. And of course, there has to be one big twist before it's all said and done. I enjoyed the pacing, even though the audiobook was over 11 hours. I listened at a speed of 1.5 and found it easy to consume, and I didn't have to rewind a bunch of times. I was fully engaged during the entire audiobook. Performance-wise, I enjoyed the multi-narration. It really helped the story as it was split among many points of view, from Anne to Danny and her brother, and even a few other members in the station. But with that said, at first I wasn't sure how I'd take to it, and I wondered if we really needed 4 narrators. Initially, I thought perhaps each of the main characters would have a unique voice, but there were times when the female protagonist was voiced by both female and male narrators, so I was kind of wondering how that would go. But as I listened on, I didn't question it further because I enjoyed it just as it was, and turns out having 4 narrators for the multi-narration was a good choice. The level of emotion from narrator Emily Huber was notable, as well as the familiar and soothing voice of Jim Frascione. Now for my safe public listening rating, this is a headphones required read. There are a few open door sex scenes, a bit of cursing, and of course violence, which is true J.R. Ward style. So yeah, you definitely want to have a pair of headphones when listening in public places. I rated Consume 5 bookmarks out of 5, mostly because I enjoyed Anne so much. She's a really stellar character, and I hope to see more of her in upcoming books in this series. Fans of J.R. Ward would appreciate this book. If you're familiar with her writing style, then you'll settle into this world nicely. In true Ward fashion, there's a bit of slang and sort of a hard edge to it. If you're brand new to Ward, then this would be a great book to try her out. If you've already read or listened to Consumed, share with me your thoughts on the book. Let's start a discussion by leaving a comment below on the Spreaker page or join the Facebook official group and let's talk about it there. Thank you so much for listening. I'll catch you on the next episode, and until next time, happy reading. Take care, everyone.